Hello there, gang, and welcome to Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. You know what? Action figure news and news in general are just like buses. You wait all day for one to arrive, and then a whole bunch come along at once. Or more specifically, I cobbled together yesterday's good news episode out of whatever I could find, and then the second it's live, boom, all the action figures drop. All the news happens. It's like when you've got an action figure that you really want to buy because it's super rare but therefore crazy expensive. So when you finally drop the dime on it, that's when Hasbro announced a new one. And that's exactly what happened to me with Rogue. I finally spent a silly amount of money back in 2020 on Rogue, and then boom, Retro Rogue. Hey, here I am. Hey, it's the way it always works. With that being said, there is a whole bunch of toy news to talk about. So let's talk about it. First up, Mafex Gambit, the reissue with a little bit of a repaint as well. What's kind of funny about this one is that Mafex are calling this the comic book version of Gambit, which then begs the question, well, what was the original one that you did? You know, in the comic book colors that if I cast my eyes over to the left here, I'm literally looking at, and by heck, he is gorgeous. This new one I think is way more, dare I say, Capcom Gamerverse kind of paint job. This is definitely the time to be alive for Gamerverse fans. We're getting Gamerverse figures left, right, and center. That's really cool. This particular repaint, though, I'm not a huge fan of just because I love the original one so much. This is a lot more bold with its colors, with less metallic as well. The original Gambit, his silver boots or silver bluey kind of boots, they're a bit more shiny. This looks like more of a flat, matte, animated kind of style, which is nice if that's what you're going for. You maybe want to put this guy with the upcoming SH Figure Arts Cyclops and Spider-Man. That's going to really pop off the shelf. So I dig it. I like what they've done. Not just a straight up re-release, but an actual change. It's a bit of a shame that they didn't, do anything new to go with him. No different face sculpts. It's just what we've had before. And from the pictures, I can't see his huge, big card power effects, but I'm sure he must have them. I'm sure this is pretty much a straight reissue, so I'm guessing we'll see those. They're just not in these particular pictures. But the slightly reddy brown coat, that's kind of nice. So yeah, if you don't have the original Gambit, I can still highly recommend this, because just from the mechanics and the sculpting alone, it's a really nice figure. You know, the only people who are probably eating as well as Gamerverse fans are right now is Conan Sword and Sorcery people. We're getting so many different figures from so many different creators, and now we're getting a new Heroic Signatures 1/12 scale Conan the Barbarian of the Black Stone. No. Conan the Barbarian Battle of the Black Stone. There we are. Sorry, I gotta make this writing that I'm reading bigger. My eyes, I'm squinting too much. I'm getting the crow's feet. It's not a good look. So this is up for pre-order now at Big Bad Toy Store. $79.99. You know what? Let's call it $80 between friends. And it's another nice looking Conan. And there are a lot to choose from. This dude's got a whole bunch of accessories with the, I always see his battle helmet as like, that's Schwarzenegger right there. That's the Conan the Destroyer look. That's pretty badass, I gotta say. Looking at the full lineup of everything he comes with, I love that you've got the nice kind of vest, but then a tattered and torn one as well. The Frazetta style face sculpts, they look real good. Really, between this and especially the Savage Crucibles Conan that I've got, and that's real nice. You can take your pick from whoever you want, but basically, you're pretty much spoiled for choice. But if you like your sword and sorcery to be a little bit more fantastical, then we got He-Man. We got Masters of the Universe from Mondo. This is a high ticket item. These 1/12 scale figures from Mondo are expensive, but you know what? I'm making a little promise to myself. I'm not going to linger too much on price. You see the price. You can make your own assessments. I'm just going to talk about the figure itself. And look, dollars to donuts. This is probably the nicest He-Man figure I think I've seen in 1/12 scale. Mondo, I was going to say Mondo don't miss. That's not true. They do sometimes. But looking at this, yeah, I think that says it all, doesn't it? That's really, really pretty with 4 different head sculpts, one of them being an exclusive. but with the diorama base, the sword, the battle axe, and just the cloth goods on his loincloth as well, and the boots too. It's a nice looking figure. I'm trying to see what the articulation is like in the shoulders. It doesn't look like there's no butterfly in the shoulders, I don't think, which makes it feel a little bit older, if you know what I mean. But then again, it's hard to tell because with Mondo, I don't know if the chest is soft. You know, like Storm Collectibles have those lovely soft rubber chests, so it allows a bit more back and forth movement. I see in some of the pictures, they've got him holding his sword in that classic kind of pose, so that does imply that he's got a nice range of motion. Also, you know, the way that the double-jointed knees and elbows are done, it looks like you get a nice, smooth movement without any big cracks or anything. So it's a good-looking piece. I like that he has a little change purse on his loincloth as well. Very sensible. And also, this isn't the only Motu figure coming from Mondo, because we are also getting Clawful. One of the things I love so much about Motu is just the wonderfully terrible pun names, and Clawful, he's right up there. Do you think he was named Clawful and then just became a bad guy because of that? It's a bit of a nature-nurture kind of thing. If someone had called him Mr. Clawonderful, he might have been a nice dude. Just pitching that right there. So Clawful, like He-Man, he looks great, if not better, because he's a big, crazy, scary monster. And I kind of love that. So this is Mondo 200X Masters of the Universe, which is, of course, like the series that came out a little while ago. I was just learning about that because I didn't see it at the time. So this is a timed edition. Pre-orders coming soon. $125. So $10 more expensive than He-Man, but it looks like just with the size and the heft of this dude, you're going to get $10 worth, you know, more with him, with a couple of little cool, creepy, funky little monsters as well that come with him. They look like enemies that I'd be blasting away on with, you know, playing Metroid Dread. But anyway, that being said, it's another really nice figure. I think if they're going to start building out this line, they're all going to look amazing. But Bayek, you better put some money aside. Mondo are also doing a whole different franchise as well that I'm not very familiar with. I've heard of it. This is Mondo Over the Garden Wall, Chapter 1. So this is new to me, but just looking at the figures, they look fun, but also I'm seeing the price creep more and more. So He-Man was what? He-Man was $150? Sorry, $115. Then Clawful was $125. Now this set is $135. Oh my goodness, not just Mondo, but all of you toy companies out there. Could you give us a break? Please. I need to buy a new underwear. So this is a cool looking set. I love the crazy look on the wolf, but I'm also surprised that there's only one face. I thought there might be like a normal face to go with it, but I don't know the lore of this. So maybe the wolf always looks like, maybe that's a thing. But also the wolf is cut out as an exclusive. So I guess that's Mondo exclusive. Otherwise, it's just the two main characters. It says here, Mondo Over the Garden Wall, Chapter 1, Figure Set Limited Edition. Goes up for pre-order this Thursday at noon. $135. So if you're a fan of this franchise, which I'm not even familiar with, Cartoon Network it looks like, then it looks like a fun pair of figures. But man, like with everything, it's gonna cost you a few pennies. After lots of previews and teasing and showing off at various trade shows and conventions, Revoltech Kyoto have finally revealed their Titan Mega figure. So we saw the not renders, the production sample things. Oh wow, the word escapes me, but you know what it is. Prototype. That's what it was. John Cena's original gimmick. So we knew what we were getting, but now we just see a colored, painted version of it. And actually, it's not as insane as I think a lot of the original snapshot photos were leading us to believe. It's 630 millimeters, which is about 24 inches. So just four Marvel Legends stacked up on top of each other, which isn't even that much bigger than the Sentinel, I don't think. I'm going to try and figure out where this fits in, but it's not insane. And also, it's a Sovi figure. So I think that means that there's not a huge amount of articulation, or any. Maybe. Because we only have this one little picture to go on. So actually, you know what? I'm not going to ramble about too much for too long until we've got more information. But just looking at this, if you are an Attack on Titan fan, this is going to be a pretty amazing centerpiece. So yeah, more information when it comes out. So when it comes to price, let's take things down. Let's take things way down with the McFarlane Doomslayer. Okay, now we can relax a little bit. We can get a little bit more loosey-goosey because this is only a knockdown drag-out $34.99, which is funny because that price for a 7-inch figure, like, that's not super cheap. But after talking about things that are well into the triple digits, $34.99, that's not bad at all. You could buy 2 pints in London for that price. So the Doomslayer looks like not just a recolor. Because I think we have had this regular version of the Doomslayer before, but it looks like it's not just the green swapped for red, but there are some aesthetic changes as well. But I'm not an expert with the original one. But if you want this, then you'll probably know what the original one looks like. Don't mistake this for a recolor of their super duper McFarlane Doomslayer. That was like $60. What do they call it? The Elite line? Something along those lines? This ain't that. I think the cape is plastic. It's a bit more basic, I want to say. Is the cape plastic? I'll double check that. But still, even though it's not Elite, it's a nice looking Doomslayer. So yeah, he's going to be up for pre-order, I think, I dare say, right now. Also from Mafex, we had the previews. Now we've got the full reveals of more of their DC Universe stuff. And I've said before, I'll say it again, I was going to say it's a moribund brand. It's not moribund. Like, it's dead now. The Zack Snyder DC Universe, gone. We can put it all behind us. Unless you want to memorialize it with some of these figures. But honestly, some of them I think are still worth getting. Especially this Black Manta here. Because whether or not it's DC Cinematic Universe or what, it's just a great looking Black Manta. Because that was one thing I will say, those Aquaman costumes, they were bang on with the comics. This is just a badass looking Black Manta you could put in with any display. So this is from specifically The Lost Kingdom. But yeah, I kind of dig him. You know what? I'm going to keep on rolling. I'm not going to do little cuts with this. We're going to go through all of them. So Black Manta, I actually really like. And you don't have to have him exclusively in a Snyderverse set. Similarly, we've also got Bloodsport here. Idris Elba's Bloodsport from the James Gunn movie. And this is kind of an interesting one, just because James Gunn has said, officially, on record, in interview, that this version of Bloodsport from, as played by Idris Elba, is canon to his DC universe. Just like John Cena's Peacemaker, this is the guy who, at least in his mind palace, who is Bloodsport. I mean, it could change any time, but if you did want to do a modern DC cinematic display with the new Superman and whatnot, then this would actually still fit in there. So that's kind of cool. And similarly, speak of the devil, and we've got John Cena's Peacemaker right here. And this is kind of a funny one, I gotta say, because I generally like the look of these figures, but the face sculpt, it looks like he needs some sleep. It looks like he's been exposed to some red kryptonite. Got like the bags under the eyes, looks a little bit, or maybe like he's kind of turning to the Sith, looks a bit pale. You know what I mean? He doesn't look like the happy-go-lucky John Cena. He looks like he really needs a good night's sleep and maybe a hug. But besides that, it is a nice-looking figure, and they're all going to go up for pre-order. Do I have a pre-order date? Pre-order, well, it looks like, you can pre-order them overseas in Japanese yen. I'm sure they'll probably be hitting Big Bad Toy Store and regular retailers very soon. So yesterday I was talking about the Doc Nock and Yeti 2-pack that Mezco are doing, and now, boom, it's out there. We've got all the reviews popping up on YouTube. D-Amazing's gone into fine detail on this. It's a great looking set, so I just wanted to kind of promote it again, but with more imagery. I don't know why I'm promoting it. It's not like Mezco are paying me, but I don't do this for the... Well, no, I do it for money. That's not fair. I wouldn't do it as much if there wasn't like some YouTube ad revenue involved. But I would still probably be putting out, I don't know, a video a week maybe, just because I like talking about things that are cool. And this is really cool, literally and figuratively. He's in his winter weather gear. I kind of love it. And I kind of love the Yeti as well. And I want you to see it. I'm like that little kid who comes running into your room with something they found in the garden. And like, look at this thing I found. It's pretty much exactly what this channel is. This is a cool random little find from Bombuzby. So you can go over to pre-order this at Bombuzby if you want it. It's not Megatron, but my goodness, it does look an awful lot like a certain leader of the Decepticons. But this, though, is the direct translation, is New Transforment Toys. I want to emphasize the T. It's not Transformers, Transforment. Kind of like Torment. Ooh. Kind of like that. This also goes on to say Toy Easy, I guess maybe is the brand. Metal Souls Titan Panzer, like Panzer tank. So yeah, pre-orders via Bombuzby. If you want something that looks a lot like Megatron, but definitely isn't Megatron, well, you get this Panzer guy who actually, yeah, he looks good, but at the same time, like there are so many Megatron figures out there. Do you need a third-party one? Well, honestly, if you're a hardcore Transformers fan, or if you want to get on the ground floor with Transforment, well, you know where to go. And now we've just got something that's kind of fun. I like cute, fun, silly things, and it don't get much cuter or more silly than these guys here, the Secret Service Cute Pet Assembling Mecha Series model kits. It's just fun. I like mechs. I like cute stuff. Smoosh them together. And what do you got? Bibbidi bobbidi boom. A fun little mech right here. So these are both adorable. I like the cola bottle rocket launchers on the side of the little fox guy there. Then you got another little critter with, earth moving type equipment. I don't know, what do you call it? JCB type stuff. I'm Luke, I'm 5, and my dad's Bruce Lee. Drives me around in his JCB. So yeah, these are kind of adorable, and also they're up for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store. Go take a look for yourself. Holy cheese and crackers, did I just say that it was a good time for Gamerverse fans? Because I think it's about to get a whole lot better, because, as they would say in the video game fighting circles, a new challenger approaches. And this time it's 52 Toys. And 52 Toys have done some Marvel vs. Capcom type figures before, but they've been in the wrong scale. They've been really small, but now they're breaking into 1/12, and they're giving us some real teases. And they are real teases, because I can't identify some of these, but I know that one of them is it Commander, Captain Commander, not Commander Keen, Commander. I'll sort it out in the edit. Let's look at the pictures, though, shall we? Sorry, I think you know me. You're not here for a. What are you here for, actually? Let's look at the toys. So first of all, we've got I don't know. I don't know who this one is. But then also we've got the lady with the tuning forks, a fighting game character. And what I'll say is, like, she looks like a bit of a thickie, thick thighs save lives. That's why I do a lot of squats, because, I want to be appreciated for my body as well. Also, we've got probably some anime type characters. I'm not overly familiar. A lot of martial arts ones. I mean, we can all spot the Predator. So we're going to get a new 1/12 scale Predator, who also, to be fair as well, has similarly thick thighs, and I appreciate that in my Yaocha. So 52 Toys, these aren't all the previews they've done. There are some other ones as well I'm going to try and source from the internet. So these are going to be fully revealed, hopefully, at Shanghai Wonderfest coming up very soon. So when they are, you better believe I'm going to be covering them here, because there might be some cool stuff coming up. Loose Collector has shared some test photos of his upcoming Shaft figure from Youngblood. Won't linger too long, because of course, inevitably, we're going to get the real proper product shots. But just as a little hint as to what's to come, like just all the other Rob Liefeld Youngblood type figures, it's probably going to be really good as well. So this is one to look forward to. And folks, that does it for Good News for today. What did you think about the items covered? Comment below and let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then you know what you got to do. You got to join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. I'd really appreciate that. And also, if you wanted to doubly support the channel, then you could get yourself a Model Behaviour channel membership. By getting one of those, you get to take part in all the various little channel member extra things that I do, like the live streams and that kind of thing. And yeah, that's it. Another flawless ad read there, Dave. Congratulations. Let's tick one off. Smooth. I'm so bad at this. All right, gang. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, keep displaying model behavior. Nailed it.
One take wonder.
One take Jake.
One take Jake.
That's it. I just refuse to do retakes. Is it good? No.
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
It's done in
It
one.
doesn't matter.